Hello, class. How are you? So, this topic, today's topic for the class is going to be about synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms. Okay? So, you might wonder, why do we have to know this type of things? Okay. Since we are talking about dictionary and words and everything in the previous classes, we need to know that words can also have, for example, in synonyms and equivalents, maybe for better understanding of the meanings, or maybe for an easy way to write down or describe stuff. Okay, so it's important to know the, the differences and the meanings of synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms. Okay, so without any further ado, let's begin. So let's begin with what are synonyms? Okay, so synonyms are words that share meanings with each other with other words. That is the main thing that you need to know. They share the exact or maybe uh, some meaning with another word, and they are also used to add variety to writing and speech and allow you to avoid repetition because it's easier and it's a better way to sound fluent when you use what you want to express the same idea, for example, but it would be better if we use different words to express the idea. So that's when the synonyms come into play. So you express, for example, you're talking about beauty, just to put an example. So you have different ways to express this. For example, something is beautiful, something is wonderful, is marvelous, precious. You see, different words that share the same meaning, beauty in this case, and you avoid the repetition of saying the same word over and over again. Now, synonyms must be the same part of the speech. For example, if you're talking, you're describing something, you need to use only adjectives. Why? Because it's for example in here, beautiful and princess have the same connotation of beauty, but they are not synonyms because beautiful is an adjective and princess is a noun. So maybe they share the same category, in this case beauty, but you cannot make a synonym out of one part of the speech in another one. That doesn't make sense. So if you're talking about synonyms, they have to be the same part of the speech. So adjective with adjective, noun with noun, adverb with adverb, and so on. And in here we have some common examples. The most common examples are going to be adjectives because they, as we learned in the previous class, they describe nouns and they talk about characteristics. So it's an easier way to use synonyms when we talk about characteristics. For example, skill and ability, they have the same meaning. Lead and guide, guest, visitor, love, and adore. In this case, love, adore, they are both verbs. Guest, visitor, they are both nouns. Lead and guide, they can be verbs or maybe they can be adjectives or nouns. Okay, so and skill, ability, they are both nouns. Okay, now let's go with the counterpart of synonyms, which are antonyms. Well, what are antonyms? So, to put it simple, words with opposite meanings are called antonyms. So, they are opposed to each other. Like synonyms, antonyms pair must be the same part of the speech. So, as in the previous topic with synonyms, antonyms they have to be in the same category or in the same part of the speech. So, adjective, adjective, noun, noun, verb, verb, and so on. Antonyms show a contrast between two ideas. Okay, so when you say contrast is when one thing has talks about one specific topic and the other one is the total opposite of the previous idea. So that's why it is a contrast. It makes you see or makes you uh, develop or maybe visualize better the contrast or the differences between those two ideas. So also some common prefixes indicate that a word is an antonym to its root word. So we can take one word and put a prefix before that word to make it the antonym. Okay? So for example, in here the prefix is un, like in unhappy. The root is happy in this case. So if you say unhappy is the opposite of happy, like unwise. The root is wise, and the prefix un makes it the opposite. This, like in disinterested, interested, root, disinterested, is the opposite of interested. Dislike, same case. And m, like in improper, proper, root, m, prefix. So it is the opposite. Impolite, same case scenario. Okay? They form this one, two, three prefixes. They form a new word that is the opposite of the root word that they are referring. Okay? So let's watch some examples here about some antonyms. For example, full and empty, fail, succeed, happy, sad, wonderful, terrible. You see, wonderful, terrible, happy, sad, they are both um, adjectives. Okay, now fail, succeed, they are also can be taken as adjectives or maybe in this case nouns. The thing is that they both share the same part of the speech. They are both in that category. And also we have full and empty. Okay. Now let's go with the next part, which is homonyms. In this case, we're gonna learn what a homonym is. So homonyms are words that have the same spelling and pronunciation, but different meanings. In this case, we are looking at one word that it is written in one way and pronounced in one way, and it can have different meanings depending on the context. Okay, so because these words sound and look the same but mean something different, they can be a source of entertainment, confusion, and even inspiration. Why? Because it happens in Spanish as well. When one word in one context means something, and in another context means a totally different thing. It happens also in English. So most of the times, those words they are used in something that we call puns, which are funny or let's say quirky jokes, taking into account in this case the meaning, the different meanings, and the confusion of the words, and it makes it sound uh, funny in some cases. Also, homonyms are often confused with homophones. Homophones are words that have the same pronunciation, but they are spelled differently. Okay, and homographies, which are the opposite. They have they are pronounced differently, but they are spelled the same. So don't get confused with those ones. So we have that bat. It can be an implement used to hit a ball. For example, in baseball, it's a baseball bat. Or it can also be a nocturnal flying mammal, such as a fruit bat or a block feeding bat, and so on. Bear. an hibernating animal, such as a grizzly bear, a polar bear, and so others, or can be to carry something, such as a bearing children. Bearing children, the one who has the rings in a wedding and it takes it to the altar. Okay. In this case, with the homonyms, it doesn't matter the part of the speech that we are talking. Maybe they can the two words. I mean, the words, the different meanings can be for one meaning for let's say for a noun and another meaning for an adjective. The thing is that they are written and they are pronounced completely the same. Okay, like in here. Now, fire, a flaming blaze, such as a forest fire. In this case, is a noun, or it can be a verb that means to terminate someone from a job. For example, such as firing an employee. We have also trip, which is to stumble or fall, such as tripping on a curb. You see, trip in this case is a verb, or maybe a vacation, such as a summer trip. In this case, a noun. Watch, a wearable timepiece, such as a wristwatch. In this case, a noun, or to look at something, such as watching television, as a verb. Okay. Any doubts so far? If you have any of them, remember you can ask me so we can we can terminate those doubts so you can have a better understanding of the classes. Okay? So, thank you as always for your time and remember, have an excellent day and see you next class. Bye bye.